All right, from the Studios of Reflex City, we are very grateful that Last Play Now accepted the invitation to my show. Guys, welcome to my humble podcast, my friend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The same question to each one of you. So, were any of you born like in a musical family? How old were you when you perhaps began taking, I don't know, guitar lesson, piano lesson, your parents pushing you, hey, you need to take an instrument, don't watch much TV and so on?
Well, we had a piano back at home, and when I was just big enough to climb the bench, I started to play on the piano. My sisters used to play when I was a kid, so it was there, and I started writing songs when I was just 4 years old, something like that.
Wow. What about you, Anders?
There was not much music in my house. My parents listened to the radio mainly, and I had to nag a bit to get them to buy a stereo system when I was 11. And then I was completely hooked, and I started to buy a lot of records, and I started playing guitar at the age of 12, electric guitar, but I'm completely self-taught, which you can hear. And also I'm self-taught as a music journalist, so I never studied any journalism either. I just started very early.
Wow, good for you. Were you any of you in any band in high school when you were 16, 17 years old?
Nils first.
Yeah, well, I had bands. Me and my best friend, we started to he built his own synthesizers when he was 10 years old. So we started to jam on these and on anything we could find and make these sound recordings on one or many of his tape recorders. And later on, we formed bands, more like pop and rock bands in school. And we won the Swedish competition in the best rock band in Sweden. And when we were like 19, that was nice.
May I ask, was that the same competition that the band Europe won?
Yes, a few years earlier. Yes, they won, and then we did.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good for you guys, man. Of course.
And I played in bands starting in the 8th grade. Mainly very basic covers like Status Quo and Bachman Turner Overdrive, like 3-chord rock. And then we started writing our own songs.
Gotcha. You knew back then when you were 16, 17 that you wanted to follow a career in music? Any pressure for your parents about, hey, forget about music, you're not going to make any money, go get a job, go to school, become an engineer, a doctor, or you were kind of free to choose your own path?
My parents wanted me to have some kind of education. Well, I had some education, but I'm mostly also self-taught. So I guess they just accepted it, and they never protested. I don't know if they really understood what I was doing, but they accepted it.
I think my parents preferred me to be a music journalist instead of trying to be a musician, because it's hard to make a living as a musician. So I kind of went for the easy road. And then making music was my hobby always.
Yeah, I got you. All right. So in the case of Nils, right, who is based in Malmö, right? You had a lengthy career as a pianist and co-lead singer with the Swedish prog band Karmakanic. Feel free to elaborate a little bit on that effort.
Yes, a few years back, the leading man in Karmakanic, Jonas Reingold, he just called me and said he liked my songs and he wanted me to join the band, and that was it. I was like a co-singer. The main singer was actually Göran Edman, and the main keyboardist was and is Lalle Larsson. But I was sort of complimentary singer and keyboardist. for a few years. Yes,
Yeah.
nice.
And may I interject? Lalle
Sure.
Larsson is the new keyboard player for Steve Hackett now.
Mhm.
It's a small world.
That's
It is.
right. That's right. Jonas is a very nice guy as well. I
He is.
interviewed him a couple of times. We have met. He's a very good guy, you know. And what about Anders? Before you were like in any band at all before you became a music journalist, and I think you were traveling. I read about something in New York, and
Yeah, I played in different bands. I played in like seven or eight bands during the 80s, and
Yep.
actually made an album with a Swedish band in 89. And then I've made 3 albums with a band called Future Elephants, which was like progressive hard rock. But the thing about traveling was more due to my journalism, that I was sent to different countries to interview bands. So when they sent me like to New York to interview Roger Waters or to Bath to interview Peter Gabriel, I always brought songs that I wrote lyrics for at the same time.
Yeah.
Like on the plane or in the park. So most of the lyrics for the first album we made with Last Plane Out were actually written while I was traveling.
Wow. Amazing, man. Amazing. Good for you guys. Good for you. And of course,
it brings back memories as well.
Yep. Sure, I understand. Of course, in 1996, Nils released his solo album. I think it's pronounced Spår, which was nominated as a candidate on the Swedish Grammis Award New Artist of the Year. That's a big deal, man.
Yes, that was quite the hype in Swedish media back in the day. So I had a really nice sort of entry into this business with my solo projects. Yeah.
And that's how actually.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and that's the way Nils and I met, because Sony Music, who signed Nils, were asking for a biography, a press release.
Yeah.
And they called me and they said, "Is it true that you like Peter Gabriel?" And I said, "Well, my son's name is Gabriel, so that's a clue." And they said, "We have an artist for you. You should meet Nils Erikson." And we met, and I interviewed him for this press biography, and we hit it off. So that was 30 years ago.
And unknown to Nils, you were a musician. Well, you were a musician as well, right? So not just a music journalist, right? So
during the 90s, I focused on music journalism. And then I started playing in bands later again.
Wow, amazing, man. Amazing that people have that kind of talent. I don't have any talent at all. Of course,
have other talents.
I don't know. I'm trying to do a little bit of everything. I'm a simple guy who loves music and computers, actually. That's why I make a living of. And of course, the first album was dedicated to the memory of Kevin Gilbert. Feel free to elaborate on who Kevin Gilbert was and the importance of the album in your life. He was the frontman of a short-lived U.S. rock band called Toy Manatee, and unfortunately he died very young, and when he was 29 or 30 years old, right? So
Nils actually met him, so he has.
Yeah, I actually met him. I told you about this competition in Sweden, the rock contest, and we made it to Japan for a sort of world championship, and Kevin Gilbert was there with his band called Giraffe. He was the leading man in his band Giraffe, and they were representing the United States, and we were representing Sweden. So I met him in the bus. I was a bit under the weather, as he was also during this trip to Japan, and so we had a few nice conversations, and they scored I think number 3 in this world championship, and we were like unofficially number 4. Yeah.
And also, may I add that that's how Toy Matinee were formed, because one of the jury members was Pat Leonard, the producer, who had worked with many big acts. And he invited Ken Gilbert to form this band, Toy Matinee, during that Tokyo visit. And then later on, we took our name from a Toy Matinee song called Last Plane Out.
Oh,
So everything just fits together. Yes.
Yeah, good for you. It's good to honor the guy. If you,
yeah, and he was a very talented person who passed away way too young at the age of 29.
Yeah, fortunately, yeah, I get you. Of course, the first album was nominated as a candidate in the studio album of the year, or a Swedish Music Award called I cannot pronounce it, but let's talk about the first album. The opening track is "Making Her Smile." Feature, of course, Jonas Reinhold playing there. That's a very good track. Very, very good track. I listened to your 2 albums last night when I was preparing some questions here. Probably like 6 times each album, I think. And it's very good stuff, man. Very good stuff.
Thank you.
So feel free to elaborate on the trouble, the level of effort, the pain of creating the record, and then how long it took, and how you guys went back and forth because you live in different cities, and so what was the motivation as well to put that album together?
Well, ever since we met back in 1996, we started to sort of make songs together every now and then, and finally we thought, well, these songs are a bit too good to just be staying in some box, so we wanted to release them, and so we gathered the best ones, and there you are.
Yeah, and I actually have a little story about the song "Making Her Smile." We both went through divorces around the late 90s, 2000s, and I wrote this song about a separation, and then Nils said, these lyrics actually talk about my separation as well, but I have to change one word to make it work for me, and he changed that word, and then it was about both of our divorces.
I got it. Wow. Yeah. But well, sometimes we go through difficult times in life, but open it up and put it in writing and tell the whole world, that's another story altogether. I mean, people suffer, right? For whatever problem they have, but opening up, number 1 is difficult, and then 2, sing it or painting or writing a book about it. That's something different, right? So
yes,
is it true, Nils, that you had a hard time singing it?
Yes, I had to rehearse it like 30 times before I could sing it without starting to cry. So it was quite an emotional production for me. Yes.
Gotcha.
I think that's one of the secrets of our collaboration, that I can write lyrics that Nils can deliver with full what do you call it? Everything is with
a very convincing
full conviction. That's the word I'm looking for.
How did here I have a question for you. How did the music come to you? I mean, you go for a walk, you watch TV, you have a cup of coffee, and you hear a line and a music, and then you start writing it on paper or a piano. How the music comes to you?
To me, it's a bit like going fishing. You need to know, you need to have the rod, you need to have the right tools, you need to know where to go mentally, and then sometimes you get a fish, sometimes you don't, and then you have to prepare it, and then you have to deliver it, and you have to put it on a plate and everything, and so and the fish in itself, it's out there, and my job is to catch it. that's how I see music writing.
But
I see the lyrics as kind of a self-discovery. I often write lyrics that I didn't realize that I had thought about. It's like, I'm surprised myself. If you see what I mean.
Yeah, beautiful to have that talent for you guys. And of course, another track of that album that I really like, nobody else know. I think it's with a Swedish Iranian singer, Aida Javari, I think is your brother. That's a very, very good track as well. It resonated with me as well a lot. So,
Yeah.
you wanna go ahead.
It's one of our poppier songs,
That's right.
Definitely.
kind of more radio friendly.
Yeah, I get you. And of course, the album was released in April 2024. And let me ask a question. So, how difficult once the album was out, how you were able to take the CD or the vinyl, and then or the MP3s or whatever that, and start showing that to the rest of the world via radio station, via press release, and try to get them out. How difficult as well for you guys to put the record out there, if you will, so people all over the world were able to
We
listen
actually
to
didn't have a PR person at all. I did all the PR for the first album, and it's difficult because we were unknown people internationally. And people in Sweden didn't really know much either. I don't think mainstream media knew about us. So we had kind of to start from scratch. And we kind of aimed for the prog community, because even though our music has 4-minute songs and it's not very epic, it still has that prog vibe to it. And it seemed to work, because a lot of people in the prog community liked the first album, and the word started spreading to people like you and Anil Prasad, and the Prog magazine in the UK wrote a full-page interview, and they're like the prog Bible of Europe. So that was a very encouraging thing as well. But I mean, Swedish media didn't really care, and we've never heard our song on a regular radio station, so that's still to come.
Wow, that's very strange. It happened with many bands. They are well known or some their own country, right? And it should be the other way around, right?
But I think we felt that since we had listened to the songs for quite a few years, most of the songs, and we felt that they stood the test of time. There was no hurry to find an audience, because the songs were old anyway.
Yeah, I know.
How do you feel, Nils?
What?
How do you feel about it, Nils?
About reaching the audience?
Yeah.
I think you've done a great job, Anders. That's what I feel.
Thanks. Now we actually have PR people in the US and in Canada.
Yeah.
So we're hoping to spread the word.
Absolutely. When the first album is out and then you start promoting that, were you able to tour the album a little bit, at least small places in your country or outside your country, or was very difficult?
We don't have a band yet.
Okay.
Nils played everything on the first album. And
yes, we're getting ready to form a band so that we can tour. That's in the pipeline. Yeah.
Right. And then that will be in your own country, or perhaps other cities as well.
Anywhere.
Depending on them. Yeah.
I think maybe the audience is abroad mainly, and maybe in like the Netherlands or in Poland or even in the US and Canada. So maybe Sweden is not really ready for us yet.
I think we have to start building as an opening act for maybe a more famous act, and and see if people like us and take it from there.
I got you. Yeah, the problem I heard from many artists that you need to get like a visa, like a working visa, and it's very expensive. So you
Yeah.
need to have X number of hits or be willing to lose money, which people don't want to do. Not just break even, but ideally make money. But break even would be idea, but it's very tough to. I have no idea why it costs that much money to play here and the US, but many people have told me that kind of stuff. Because I here in the area that I live, in Northern Virginia, there are many venues that will really love your kind of music. When you form your band, right? Let's stay in touch, and I can definitely recommend you some venues that you should send a CD and a nice letter and say, hey, we're coming up. We would like to be. What do you think about our music? And we have X number of followers on X number of sales and that kind of stuff. Happy to help out in any way
Great.
I can. Yeah, because your music, right? You were, like you say, the prog magazine did a great debut, and you're very well received in the prog community. But your style is a mix of prog rock, melodic ballad, art pop, with a strong introspective songwriting, if you will. So that can be appealing to a lot of people, not just prog rock, right? So, and maybe opening for Steve Hackett one day, maybe.
Why not?
Never know. Why not? I think we're it's our strength and weakness that we kind of fall between the cracks, or in the cracks actually. So it's a bit of pop and a bit of prog, and some progsters think that it's a bit too commercial, and some pop listeners think it's a bit too pretentious. But hopefully we can reach both ends of the spectrum.
I understand. I hope so. And of course, the latest release, the second album called Cautionary Tales, is another masterpiece, my friend. I really like your music. I'm very glad that I didn't know you guys, and I'm always looking for bands, an old band or new forming band, because I'm always looking for new music in my life. I'm never satisfied with everything I have heard or have listened to in the past, and I'm glad I did, because the second album is also very good.
Thank you.
Very good, man. Go ahead.
We were a bit, well, at least I was a bit worried, because the second album was really fast. It took us like 6 or 8 months to make, and the first one took many years. So we wanted to make sure that the second one was just as good. And actually, I feel it's a bit better than the first one. I don't know how Nils feels.
It's always hard to say, but yes, the situation when we made the second album was radically different from the first one. We had like less than a year, and everyone was expecting something from us, and which they weren't by the first one. So it was a radically different situation. But I'm really pleased with the album. So I'm looking forward to the next.
Yeah.
Got it. And then you say that the level, well, it took a short period of time, because the other track was for many years ago as well. Now with the second album out, was in your own country, was well received, or still is hard for you guys to kind of, for the radio to play your own music? And hey, this is a second album, these guys are doing all right, let's give them a chance in your own country, or still the same? No matter what.
Nobody cares in Sweden. I mean, we have an audience, but media doesn't care.
No.
We've had one review and done 0 interviews in Sweden.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. But there's a lot of interest in France, the Netherlands, the US, Canada, and Britain. So that makes up for it.
It does.
Yeah, you need to have Neil Prasad send an email to all the Swedish radio station in your country to see if they
By
can
the
put
way,
it.
I
Yep.
want to
Go ahead.
kind of clarify a thing. We never released any of the albums on CD.
Yeah.
The first one is only streaming and vinyl. The
Yep.
second one is still only streaming, and the vinyl will be released in late March.
I got it. I would like to get both albums. When I listen to music on Spotify, I don't have physical copy, and I like to buy music. So for me, I need physical thing. I need to touch stuff. I need to
We'll
open
send
the
them to
vinyl,
you.
take picture. That would be great because it's very, very good music. And actually, I'm very good friends with Steve Haggis, so I'm going to be talking to him. I'm going to be seeing him in 1 month because he's going to be touring with another band from Argentina, and then he's only Steve, right? Only Steve Hackett with that particular band. So I'm going to be hanging out with him a couple days and 3 days, him and his wife. So definitely I want to mention that. And of course, since Jonas will be, I think he's going to like it. Let me see what I can do. No promises, but
Cool. Yeah, he's a
but,
really nice guy, and his wife as well is super
they are
nice.
very nice people. Like, no wonder Jonas is still there as well, playing with the guys because they get along very well. And Jonas has been very good to me. And that's just want to pick a track there. Selected the Butterfly Effect, the sample track, and for the science kind of behind in what the butterfly explain on chaos theory, and for people that know more about physics. And that's a very, very good track, man. I really like, man. What was remember writing that and how that came together?
I don't know if Nils remembers this, but I actually sent him. I said we need a really good closing track for the album, like the one "Leave a Light On" the first album, which was just piano, vocals, and maybe a bit of cello. And I actually sent a ballad by a death metal band called Opeth, or a kind of a death prog metal band. And I sent him a ballad as inspiration. And then he sent me this ballad, which doesn't sound at all like the Opeth song. There's no similarity except it's a ballad. But it was...
I remember you wanted a song with some kind of long guitar solo at the end. So it's, and you said, don't make the chords too difficult. So,
exactly.
So, that was one of the inputs for the song. Yeah.
I'm a very basic guitarist, but sometimes I get it right.
You do.
Sure.
You do.
And there's a great saxophone solo on it too, alto saxophone. So,
Go ahead.
Sorry, the title. Actually, I think I had another title for the song, and Nils said, "That's not interesting enough. We need a more interesting lyric." And then I suggested the Butterfly Effect. And was like, "Yeah, that's better. That's more poetic."
Right. Okay. Yeah, I forgot to mention that as you just mentioned, the track for the closing track of the first album, "Leave a Light On," that was dedicated to the late sister Josephine and Mary Nilsson. That's another very, very good stuff, man. That track, I listened to that on Spotify at least 20 times, and I didn't get it at the beginning. And then I listen again, and I see more layers. It's a very, very, very good song and very emotional song.
It was the first song we wrote together. The very first.
Is that right? Yeah. Wow.
Nils sent me the music, and I took the music with me to London, England, and I sat in Hyde Park and wrote the full lyric, sitting on a park bench.
Wow.
And Nils liked it.
I did. And I do. Still.
Cool.
yeah, it's a moving song, I think.
It's beautiful, beautiful album. So you just mentioned that you are in the process of forming a band. Is something between now and hopefully easy for me to say in the next 3-4 months, or that you at least try to play some gigs in your own country to begin with, and or somewhere else, or what's the level of effort to hire, three or four guys that can like your music and play with you, and so you can do a little bit of touring?
We need to find people who really love the music because we don't have any money to offer. But there is a lot of interest from musicians who have actually contacted me and said, I'd love to play with you if you play live. So it looks very positive right now.
Yeah.
But we have no immediate plans.
Yeah. And then, are you always writing new music? I mean, you send one another file back and forth. Are you working? Are you always looking for new ideas from down the road to do album 3 or album 4 down the road, that kind of stuff? Because as a musician, you never stop, right? So
that's right. I write music not just for this, but other stuff as well. Like every day. So this is my life. It is.
Yeah, and I write lyrics for other acts as well, but none are as good as Last Plane Out.
All right, that's good. And how do you know, Anders, or you, Neil, that song should be for Last Plane Out and not for another band? And the same question for you, Anders. No, I like this song that I'm writing or writing lyrics for, but it doesn't feel the mold of Last Plane Out. It should go to X, Y, Z band, if you will.
So, sometimes you don't know that until it's really finished. You think that this is a Last Plane Out song, and then it's finished, and we think, no, it's not. Let's give it to someone else, and so sometimes you find out along the way. Yeah.
When Nils sends me music to write lyrics for, I know it's for Last Plane Out. And that's usually the way we do it. Sometimes I send him lyrics and see if he finds inspiration in them. And that happened with a couple of tracks on the new one, like What If? And maybe one or two more.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and I think Beauty on the first one was lyrics first and then music. And a lot of people find it hard to write music to finished lyrics. But Nils is very good at that. He's like the Elton John of Sweden in that respect.
Right. What a compliment.
Yeah. And also, I write a certain type of lyrics for Last Plane Out that I never write for other acts. Because with other people, I write more rock and roll type lyrics. Very, unpretentious stuff. And with Nils, he kind of brings it out of me, more poetic, introverted, melancholy stuff, which is very much us.
I got it. A more philosophical question on how difficult it is to make a living as a musician. When you became a musician, you had no choice in life, and you don't have like a plan B, so you need to make plan A. You need to make it in plan A before you're going to go to plan B, and
It's hard sometimes. Yes, I do write some articles in music technology magazines, like home studio stuff, to even things out a bit. But well, I'm doing fine.
And I don't make a living from making music, so for me it's a little bit less pressure on me. I don't have to make money from writing songs or performing.
Yeah.
But I would like to. I mean, if I could focus on making music and playing guitar and writing lyrics, I would love to do that. But it's hard in these days because streaming doesn't pay much, and we don't have a live band. So
absolutely, yeah. Streaming unless you have your music in Spotify on Bandcamp is fair, I think, because I think the bands get 90 cents or a dollar, but in Spotify of this world, that's a ripoff. You need to have like a million hits to get a check for $10 to get a cup of coffee or something. That needs to change. It's people are becoming rich out of you and many other thousands of million bands out there in the world, and there need to be new legislation to change that, because you should be getting, I don't know, 0.00014 of a dollar for every time I play your track, that I play your music many times. So it's not good, man. And people need to buy music, and especially the young generation. Young generation, like 15, 16 to 22, they think music should be free. They go to a movie and the movie is not free. They take the girlfriend to a restaurant and the restaurant is free. But somehow in music, they younger generation think that the music should be free. I have no idea why, but instead of buying things, they buy books or they go movies or whatever, right? It's crazy.
It's about availability. Back in the day, the only way to get music was to buy a record or listen to the radio, but that wasn't an option for me. And now it's available, so of course people get used to it. And we don't do it for the money. I mean, I would rather have many listeners than get a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, both are important, I think, right? I mean, you need to pay bills. So, yeah. But people get paid for what you wrote or what you collaborated with, and so forth. That they're asking to be for listener and viewer all over the world to be fair to musicians or to writers or painters or whatever the profession is,
Of course.
And what is the best piece of advice you have received in your career? The same question for each one of you.
The best piece of advice I ever got from in my career.
Correct. Yeah.
Like just be patient. Just do your thing and be patient. So sooner or later, it's going to happen.
And you're still waiting.
I'm still waiting.
You're a patient man.
Yeah. Yes, I am.
I think the best advice I received was not to follow trends, because trends pass and then you're out in the cold again. But if you do stuff you really feel like doing, it'll never go out of fashion completely.
I got you. Well, as I said before, your music is great. It was very nice talking to you guys. Let me know if you need help with anything. Happy to, if you create a band or you release a new record or whatever, if I can help you in any way, I can. Happy to do another interview, a follow-up interview, and happy to help in any way I can. Your music, as I said before, can give me so much satisfaction in my life, and your music is great. Your music should be heard all over the world, and you should be playing live everywhere, and your music should be playing the radio as well, man, because people are missing out if they don't know Last Plan Out. It's a very good band, and you guys are easy to talk to, easy to get along, and hopefully things will work out and pan out, and one day you will see an ad in Prog magazine. Hey, we are going to be touring in London or whatever. I'm coming back to that day, so I would be very happy that day as well for you guys.
Thank you so much. We'll make it happen.
You have to,
Yeah.
Neil is
yeah.
Go ahead. Neil is a very patient guy. So.
We will make a third album, and I know Nils has quite a few songs in store for me, but he's very secretive so far. Mm-hmm. I haven't heard one note yet, but I'm looking forward to sinking my teeth in the songs and writing lyrics for them.
I know.
Maybe during the summer, he will send them in.
Yeah, or when the vinyl is released. So
right. Hey, I want to get both vinyl, man. I need to get it
sometime soon. Yeah.
We'll send you both vinyls when the second one is released.
Thank you very much, and don't forget to sign in there. So for my
of course.
Of course, I like this. It was very nice talking to you guys. Good luck to you, and thanks again for your time, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure.
Take care.
You too. Thank you, Ron.